What's up, Variant Nation? Yes, Arris is out again trying to figure out what his new powers are or something. So I'm back to put that Shazam magic all in and about your face holes. I think that may have sounded different than intended. As a matter of fact, we're going all Shazam. All the time.
Superpowers, dude, I don't even know how to pee in this thing.
Straight through the movie's release on April 5th. And we're starting the party today with our list of Shazam's top 10 greatest fights of all time. But first, today's episode is brought to you by Raid Shadow Legends mobile RPG game. Now you guys know we love us a great mobile game here on Planet Variant. However, we also know there are some games out there that just aren't really worth the time. But I've been playing for weeks now, and I am absolutely hooked on this RPG. For starters, this is easily one of the most ambitious mobile RPGs I've ever played. From the awesome fantasy storyline and crazy impressive 3D graphics, to the great giant boss fights and PvP battles, Raid Shadow Legends is so detailed and immersive that I think it's honestly more comparable to some of the biggest PC and console titles. And the added bonus is that unlike most PC and console games, Raid is free to download and play. But one of my absolute favorite aspects of this game is the long list of champions you get to collect, customize, and do battle with. I'm a pretty huge fan of the fantasy genre, so it is a ton of fun. Now, Raid is a new game, so it's a great time to jump in, but word is spreading and it's growing rapidly. So get in now because it'll give you a massive head start on other players. Not to mention, there's also a special launch tournament coming up that's going to have awesome in-game prizes and some real physical prize packs as well. Just click our link in the description below and download Raid now. And by using our link, you'll not only be supporting the show, but you'll also get started right with a bonus 50,000 silver and a free epic champion as part of the new player program. And once you're set up, if you're so inclined, come and join our clan, Variant Nation. Happy hunting, and I'll see you there. But now, it's time for some epic Shazam battles. Spin that bumper. Shazam, originally known as Captain Marvel, yes, before this Captain Marvel, or this one. But anyway, the point is that Shazam made his first appearance under the name Captain Marvel in Wiz Comics issue 2 in 1940. So he's been around quite a while, long enough in fact to have a pretty lengthy list of epic battles and brutal fights. That being the case, I'm gonna kick off our Shazam festivities with our list of his top 10 greatest fights, starting with a classic matchup at number 10. Leading us off at number 10, we have Shazam versus Black Adam in Injustice Ground Zero Chapter 12. We all know that Black Adam is Shazam's greatest enemy, so you had to know that at least one of their many battles would be on this list. In this instance, Black Adam was on the side of Superman's evil regime, along with Shazam. But when Adam started torturing Harley Quinn, Shazam had enough and literally dragged him away from her by his hair. Well, tugging on Adam's weave turned into a brawl that ended abruptly with Shazam unleashing a barrage of attacks, knocking Adam out and changing sides in the war against Superman's regime in the process. And what makes this so brutal is that it directly leads to a confrontation with Superman, resulting in Shazam's gruesome death by way of heat vision melting his eyes out of his skull. I'm sure he'll be fine. Landing safely at number 9 is Shazam vs. Thor in DC vs. Marvel issue 2. During the big 1996 4-issue crossover event, two godlike brothers embodying the DC and Marvel universes become aware of each other and force their heroes to battle it out to see which universe is strongest, with the losing universe to be wiped from existence forever. Well, that brought Shazam face to face with the God of Thunder himself. And while the two agreed they didn't want to fight, they really had no choice. So they proceeded to beat the living crap out of each other, destroying some carnival rides all along the way. But the fight ultimately ends in a draw when Thor stops Billy Batson from turning back into Shazam, but also loses Mjolnir in the process. They later went on to fight side by side against Darkseid and Thanos in the final issue, but like many of the matchups in this series, it was interesting to see these two god heroes battle it out. Number 8 on our list is Shazam vs. Giant Robots in Superman Shazam First Thunder Issue 1. When two iron giant-looking robots attack in Fawcett City, the Big Red Cheese jumped in to put them out of commission. Shazam starts ripping them apart piece by piece, but one of the robots counters by throwing a fuel truck at him. But Shazam just catches it midair and sends it right back at the big machine, blowing a hole right in its head. All in all, Shazam was never really in much danger during this fight. It was just a fun battle that reminds me of old sci-fi invasion stories. And who doesn't love a good throwback? Coming Coming in at number 7 is Shazam vs. Hercules in Injustice: Gods Among Us Year 4, Chapter 13. When Hercules tries and is about to succeed in killing Wonder Woman, Shazam intervenes and saves her. This, of course, leads to a confrontation between Hercules and Shazam, with the two trading ground-shaking punches. Anyway, Shazam puts an end to the fight with a two-handed blow to the side of Hercules' face, but he refuses to kill him. Not that it much mattered, because Superman immediately then blasts in from space and crushes Hercules into the ground, killing him. But hey, Shazam tried, and it's the thought that counts. At number 6 is Shazam versus an Eclipso-possessed Superman in 2005 Superman issue 216. Now, this isn't the first time these two titans went toe-to-toe, but when the evil fallen angel Eclipso seeks to make Shazam his permanent host, he possesses and takes control of Superman in order to force Shazam into submission. Now, Shazam obviously knew he couldn't let that happen, and an intense back-and-forth battle ensued, with Eclipso Superman literally punching Shazam through a mountain at one point, and then moments later trying to manipulate Shazam by throwing a cargo ship with people on board into space. In the end, it takes some backup from both Shazam the Wizard and Spectre for both Captain Marvel and Superman to get out of the situation, but only after moving some serious Earth around. Rounding out our top 5 is Freddie Freeman Shazam vs. Blaze in 2011 Shazam issue 1. After the wizard Shazam died, Billy Batson lost his connection to his magic powers. The mantle is passed, however, to his friend and fellow Marvel, Freddie Freeman. But when the evil demon Blaze finds out, who is also Shazam's daughter, she believes his power rightfully belongs to her, and so shows up to kill Freddie and take the power for herself. However, Freddie is warned by Mary Batson that the Blaze is coming and is ready for her. This ends up being a bloody back-and-forth battle, and at one point, Blaze has Shazam on the ropes, but he's bailed out by a little help from Billy and Mary Batson. Shazam then flies Blaze up into the air and drops her on the sword of a justice statue, impaling her. I guess that's one way to get your point across. I'm here all week. Number 4 on our list is Shazam vs. Yuga Khan in Justice League Darkseid War Shazam issue 1. In summary, after Darkseid is defeated, Shazam somehow becomes disconnected from the old gods who grant him power, and instead becomes powered by 5 different and more malicious gods. At the same time, Yuga Khan shows up wielding a flaming sword and looking to claim the power of the gods for himself, which he intends to use to continue the world-enslaving mission left by his son. But anyway, Khan thinks he has control of Shazam's power when he takes the lightning staff from the wizard. But he quickly learns otherwise when Shazam uses it as a lightning rod to hit Khan with a massive blast of lightning. Papa Darkseid then recovers, and the two exchange vicious attacks until Shazam digs deep and defeats Khan by breaking his sword and knocking him out cold. I mean, we're talking about Darkseid's father, so that's pretty nuts and worthy of its place on our list. Coming in at number 3 is another awesome battle between Shazam and Black Adam in the New 52 Justice League issue 21. This fight is wrapped around Billy Batson Shazam's New 52 origin, which is the origin and storyline by Jeff Johns that the new movie is based on. In short, Black Adam shows up looking to assume the mantle of Shazam himself, a very popular thing to do it seems, only to learn that the wizard had already chosen Billy. So he goes after Billy to take the power from him, and the young Mr. Batson has no idea what he's doing yet. As a result, he accidentally imbues his friends and a Bengal tiger named Tawny with some of his powers. So they all band together to battle Black Adam, but it turns out to be Billy's street smarts and ability to read people that defeats Black Adam in the end. This one actually has a little bit of everything, which is why I love it, and I cannot wait to see what they do with the live-action adaptation. Taking the runner-up position at number 2 is Shazam vs. Spectre in DC's 6-issue mini, Day of Vengeance. In this story, Shazam is forced into a fight with Spectre after he is corrupted by Eclipso. Just for a quick reference, Spectre is the embodiment of God's wrath, so he's no joke. Needless to say, this is not a fight that Shazam could normally win, but when Enchantress siphons the magical powers of mystics all over the world, herself included, and channels it into Shazam, he gets a big enough boost to give Spectre quite a beating. In fact, he would have defeated Spectre, but the strain on Enchantress was too much, and she released her link to Shazam, which was all Spectre needed to deliver a knockout punch to the weakened Shazam. I'm just gonna say, as far as comic book hero battles go, it does not get more intense than this one. And sitting pretty at number 1 is none other than Shazam vs. Superman in Mark Waid's classic 4-issue miniseries, Kingdom Come. This one easily takes the top spot in our opinion for multiple reasons, starting with the Elseworld story, which features an older Superman and a brainwashed Captain Marvel on opposing sides of an increasingly more dangerous and deadly superhuman war. Waid brilliantly builds up tension between the characters until it reaches a final epic confrontation between the two most powerful beings on Earth in issue 4. During the fight, Shazam, who who knows that magic is a weakness for Supes, just batters him with endless magic lightning bolts. That is until Superman grabs hold of Captain Marvel just as he's saying Shazam, causing him to transform back into Billy Batson. And this allows Superman the ability to talk some sense into Billy. Now, I'm not gonna say how it ends, so for those of you who have never read this story, get that collected volume immediately and treat yourself. I also have to add that all the artwork in this series is done by the amazing Alex Ross, and it's just insane as usual. Now that wraps up our list of Shazam's top 10 greatest fights, but we want to know how it matched up to your list. Let us know in the comments section down below. The first title we're reading for the week of Wednesday, March 20th is Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles issue 92. The future of the Turtles and all of NYC comes down to a final negotiation between Splinter and Karai. Can they reach an agreement before Bishop's new plans begin? Next up is Batman issue 67. The nightmares continue as Batman chases a new foe in an impossible race as this lightning-fast crook outsmarts the Dark Knight at every turn. Is that because the man under the mask is someone more familiar than he knows? Third on our buy list is Meet the Skrulls issue 2. The Skrull family, the Warners, continue their mission to gain intel for a full Skrull invasion. But can Carl Warner get past Iron Man at his job at Stark Industries? Next is Immortal Hulk issue 15. Dr. Leonard Samson is a gamma mutate and part-time superhero who recently came back from the dead. He's been wanting to discuss that with an old patient of his, the Hulk. And last but not least, we have Justice League issue 20, the 6th Dimension Part 2. The Justice League comes face to face with their future selves in the 6th dimension and explore the path that lies before them, all while Superman is trapped on a world with no light and hundreds of dead Supermen. That does it for this episode, but remember to click the link in the description to download Raid Shadow Legends. It's a great game and it really does help out the show. Also, if you like what we're throwing down, I'd appreciate it if you'd give that subscribe button a click. Other than that, we'll see you next time when we talk about all things comics, or Shazam, specifically.